Hello and welcome everyone. It's Coach Abrish here, founder of Demi Cycle Protocol, and I'm here with our client Vijay today, who at the age of 43 in the past 6 months went from over 20% body fat to 13% body fat, recompositioned his body and optimized his sleep quality. So now he has a resting heart rate and a respiratory rate of a 25-year-old athlete at 43 years old as a dad of two. So hello Vijay, could you briefly introduce yourself, what you do, how your lifestyle looks like to the audience?
Sure, absolutely, Abrish, thank you. So I am in finance. I have various clients. I provide client advisory services, and I handle various projects uh, mostly. My life used to be extremely hectic, and till I have been in Dubai for close to 15 years, and I used to have a very stressful life and very hectic schedules. It was somewhere in the month of December I realized last year that this is not going to be doable, and I need to do something. And that's where I met Abrish on X. And then I saw a few posts of his, and that's how I kind of reached out to him. And since January, we have been together. He has been guiding me. And in the last 6 months, things which have changed in my life: one, my stress has gone. I am approaching life in a very, very different mindset. My the pressures I used to have, or the demotivation or whatever I used to feel mentally because of the physical outlook not being up to the mark, not feeling healthy, but maybe internally I was not feeling healthy, but even externally I was not able to portray that I am happy. So what I mean is, when I go to a client's office, I always used to feel down, and it used to take a lot of effort to show confidence and to show a bright face and a smile and work. But then over the past 6 months, this has changed considerably. Now I feel so healthy, so happy, that wherever I am meeting people, it comes very naturally. So it's like my heart is always smiling. Thank you, Abrish. So what else? I am a father. I have two small children. So that takes a lot of my time when I go home. And one is 5 year old, one is 3 year old, and they are spending time with them was always fun for me. But very honestly speaking, my energy levels were very low. Even on a weekend, after working for 5 days on a weekend, I used to not really look forward to going out with the children because my body energy was low. Now things have changed. Normally, on a standard day, a typical holiday, if I go out in the morning, it was good. But if I don't go out in the morning, if I have been resting throughout the day, and the evening wife says, "Come, let's go out somewhere," I am already drained without having done anything. I'm just staying at home, I'm already drained. This used to be my history. Now it does not matter. Now I'm quite energetic. Now I can go out at any given point of time at the drop of a hat. I spend a lot of time playing with my children. We do a lot of stuff. So the only lesson I have is health comes first, both mental and physical. But what Abrish has really helped me is on both fronts, honestly. And right now I feel that post that, why didn't I start doing something like this earlier? So amazing experience.
That's so
Abrish, if I
amazing to
missed out
hear.
something, ask me.
For sure, man, for sure, man. And it's great to see how you describe the whole journey, how it started, what were you doing before, and how your health situation looked like back then versus how it looks like right now. It's definitely a night and day difference. And you mentioned that we met on X. I'm really curious, by the way, how did you find out about us, about me, about Demi Cycle Protocol and the service itself? So what made you curious about it first? How did this happen?
You had a post with some pictures about another 40-year-old or a 45-year-old. I don't remember the exact age, but someone was close to my age, and about how his life changed in 6 months' time. And you posted some pictures and you wrote a small article about it, or a small post about it. And that was the first experience which I had on X about you. So I read that, and then I actually went through your profile. I started following you a little. I started reading up a little more on what other posts you had done, and that's how I reached out to you. So I felt a kindred soul who understands a 40-year-old person's problems, and lifestyle. And I felt that you were different to all the other coaches which I had actually, I would not say actively interacted with, but I had looked at and reviewed. And uh, so I felt a lot of them were only putting a standard formula based approach or a structure based approach, which was standard for everybody. And while looking at your posts and even after that talking to you, I felt you were a little more custom oriented. You could understand what my requirements were, and you would actually help me go through my changes much more easily. And well, I was 100% right, because very honestly speaking, the first couple of weeks that we started working together, you hardly made any changes in my lifestyle. So the kind of food I used to eat, the number of exercises I used to do, you suggested very, very minor changes. And now that I look back on the last 6 months, I do realize that they were minor changes over a period of time, which has kind of snowballed into a very different lifestyle. So today, what I am doing now, if this regimen of food, of exercise and everything, you would have told me on the first week of me working with you, it would not have worked. I would never have been able to do it. I would not have had the strength, energy, or the even if I would have started with the determination, I would have given up in a couple of weeks' time. But the way you gradually built it up, you did small changes through your applications, through your continuous interactions. And this is what really enabled me and kind of infused that energy in me, so that now I'm really able to do the current lifestyle that I'm doing. I'm very happy with it. So yeah, short answer, X, your posts on X, and I really like that.
That's amazing. And it's also great to see that you perceived it as simple and the lifestyle change is not too drastic, right? Because the more simple it is, the easier it is to follow over the long term. However, your lifestyle right now looks kind of like completely different than what it used to be in December. So it's so fun to see how it compounds up over time, and you don't even notice that you have changed so much. You have changed so much about the things that you're doing that it just feels like you're a different person, but it also feels like at the same time that you have barely changed anything. So you're still living your life and you're kind of still enjoying it. And I remember you made this decision to start working with us almost on the last day of the year. So I remember it was 30th of December.
December, absolutely, absolutely. That was like going into the new year. That would be my resolution, to start working with you guys and see
Exactly.
how I would be able to change myself.
And it's very strange because almost no one, especially not on the 30th of December, thinks that okay, now it's time to get some fire under myself and keep it going and start something entirely new, especially when it comes to health and lifestyle, because until the 1st of January no one wants to hear about these things usually, but you did that anyway. So that's why I'm curious, like, um what have made you bring the decision to start working with us? Why have you started working with
Uh,
Cycle
I
Protocol?
think I think in the month of December, yeah, I think it was because of event which happened in December, an incident. On the 21st of December, it's my anniversary, and I had planned to go out with my wife or celebrate it in some manner, and I was trying to find clothes. So my wife had a nice dress, and I was trying to fit into my clothes, and I suddenly realized that I have a huge tummy, and whatever I'm wearing, it's not looking good, and it kind of, yeah, I felt quite disheartened, downhearted at that point of time. And that's when I started realizing that changing the wardrobe is not the solution. Finding a bigger shirt or a bigger dress is not the solution for myself, but changing my physical appearance would really be important. So uh, that was the time when I started looking at options. Okay, what should I do? And I used to exercise, very honestly, Abrish, even before I met you. In the last 15 years, randomly, off and on, I used to continuously exercise. But my problem was, one, there was no proper guidance on which exercises. So I used to take up a lot of stuff and read somewhere on the YouTube, watch some videos, remember what my college time gym coach might have guided me. So there was a lot of sporadic exercises, and the most important point was consistency. I used to not have that. I used to exercise for a few weeks or a month, and then suddenly give up. And if I give up on one specific day and then going back to exercising was very difficult. And second biggest problem was the food I used to eat. That was something I never realized very actively. I used to think I'm eating healthy, but I never realized very actively till I did not interact with you. But in the month of December, last weeks, so that's when I realized that I'm not looking good. I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling disheartened. So I want to change how I look. And most of the t-shirts which I like, I could not wear them. Even the one that I'm wearing today, I could never imagine wearing something like this. Seriously. My stomach used to be here. Literally, if I stand, even if I pull my stomach in, it used to be still out. It used to be horrible. I was never happy with it. So my objective of, I think I told you also when I started, my only objective was to reduce my stomach. This is how we started. But then I have now realized that it has nothing to do with the stomach. It has more to do with the lifestyle. And whatever you have suggested, Abrish, following it, I feel much more refreshed. So
That's
now my
amazing.
goals have changed. Now my bar is raising.
That's very interesting. So when you mentioned bars raising, because I remember that you also told me back in December that you have recently had your anniversary and you were trying to put on some clothes that didn't really fit quite well. And indeed, I remember that the first and primary objective that you have set for yourself was reducing your belly size. But as now that you have mentioned that you have raised the bar since then, what kind of new goals have you formulated after that?
I want abs.
Nice.
Visible abs. No, very honestly speaking, I want now I am trying to look at physically bigger shoulders, a bigger body, more something which makes me feel stronger. So, and maintaining this lifestyle always. So I'm happy with what I have been doing till now, and I want to further build on this so that over a period of time, this I'm sure it's already consistent with me and it's a lifestyle for me now. But any exercise, any regimen over a period of time becomes too monotonous. So working with you, I'm wanting to break that monotony continuously so that every time my muscles feel challenged and I keep increasing whatever I can as per my capacity.
Absolutely. That was a perfect explanation of one of our main principles, the progressive overload that have we have been doing on a weekly basis. And as you mentioned, your original goals of reducing your belly size and later on just improving your strength, improving your muscle hypertrophy, especially at your age. What do you feel like in the past 6 months? How much closer have you got to those goals?
So I have considerably reduced my belly size. As I said, I just showed you I'm able to wear these t-shirts, which was not possible at all. However, the good thing in this is I've not lost my weight. So I was always a slim guy with a lot of belly fat. And what happened was in the month of January, if I remember correctly, the beginning of our regimen, I had a weight of around 56 or 57 kgs. And now also I continue to be in the same range. However, my body fat percentage has gone down. This is remarkable because generally going from a 70 kg to a 53 kg and saying, okay, I have lost weight and I have lost fat is one aspect of it. Not losing weight, not even a kg, and still reducing body fat over a period of time, this kind of has met all my goals. So I'm very happy with it. And very recently, I had a health checkup done, a complete body health checkup. And as you said, when I did a cardio test at that point of time, even the doctors were amazed that I was doing the sprint, and they said that this level of sprint is something which only sports people do, and nobody at your age. So it was quite fun to be appreciated, and for my physical virality. So
That's amazing. So technically, we are looking at a 43-year-old operating as a level of a 25-year-old, operating at a level of an athlete, and that's insane. And but I know that a lot of people get a little bit discouraged when they see or hear results like this because they think or they perceive that then you have to live like an athlete, training twice per day and stuff like that. So what would you tell them? How did the program accustom to your lifestyle, and how flexible did you find it, and what was your total time commitment on it?
Sure. Though people, if they're scared, let me help them understand. You don't really need to exercise twice a week, twice a day. Um, how I started working with Abrish was 3 times a week. I am lifting weights, and that too, we started very gradually. And even those 3 times a week, we are not talking of very long durations. In fact, the day one is a very small duration with a limited number of exercises. The day two, which happens on an alternate day, is slightly increasing the number of exercises, and the duration is still not very high. We are still talking of less than an hour on day two as well. And day three, which is kind of an intense day for me, we are talking of slightly more than an hour. So I'm talking of in the entire week, I'm not spending more than 2.5 hours on weightlifting. So 2.5 hours, maximum 3 if I am taking too much time or rests in between, which does not happen. But yeah, so 2.5 hours is kind of enough, split between 3 days. And apart from that, again, based on individual people's goals and all, they can do cardio. Abrish keeps recommending I do cardio, and I try to do a little cardio on alternate days, but that too is very limited, like half an hour a day. So, and whatever Abrish has advised me in the last 6 months, it is not something which has made me feel that I have to stop something out of my daily life routine and then incorporate this. So it was so easy to incorporate that nothing out of my daily life routine has actually changed. I still do everything that I still want to. I still have all the time to myself, and only a small portion of it has changed. And yes, I understand. In the initial months, it was much more gradual. Now it is considerably more. But now, because I'm more motivated to do more, it does not feel like a big difference. So, from a commitment perspective, yeah, 3 days a week seems like a solid commitment. If anybody is able to put in that much, and when I say 3 days, I'm not talking of big portions like half an hour to 45 minutes in one session, and 3 sessions like that, with one session being 1 hour at least.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you've been nailing that well, and you reacted very well to intensity. Your workouts were pretty much intense, and you've been raising your targets. You kept going with that week by week, month by month, and you kept going harder and harder and harder without increasing the amount of time that you've been spending on these workouts. But of course, this high intensity requires a pretty much high level of recovery as well. So, could you mention a few words about what changes you noticed on your sleep and your energy levels? How was it
Yeah.
using the Aura Ring? So, have you had much
Yeah,
fun with it?
absolutely. I wanted to touch upon that. So, Aura Ring. So, this is something that Abrish gave me when we started. It was in the month of January. And honestly, I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe that this small piece of ring or the application that it's connected to is really going to make a difference. But now, and I still remember, I'm actually, this ring was a more advanced ring. So there is a monthly subscription that I'm paying for it. And in the initial days, I used to think, why am I having to pay a monthly subscription for it? Is it worth it? Now it's been what, 8 months, and I'm very happy with it. It's completely worth it. So what happens is, I used to go to sleep at a given point of time at night, and based on what everyone has told us and what we have read and heard, 8 hours of sleep is good for the body, and I used to sleep for 8 hours. So if I went to sleep at example 10, I used to wake up at 6, right? And I used to think, wow, I got an 8 hours of sleep. It was only after wearing the ring and starting looking at my reports that this ring gives me, I understand the number of times I wake up. My subconsciousness wakes up at night. I don't even come to know I'm waking up. So I'm sleeping with my subconscious completely coming awake. And then the kind of sleeps which are there, the REM sleep, the deep sleep, understanding how much am I getting in deep sleep, how much of the REM sleep am I getting, all of this was new. And this is where I started realizing in the beginning that my sleep stats were horrible. Just because I was there for 8 hours didn't really mean I was sleeping for 8 hours. I was sleeping for much, much lower times. And now I have, with this and with the supplements and with the advice and with the exercises and everything in the regimen that I'm doing, my sleep has considerably improved. I don't really wake up dull or lazy or anything more. I feel energized throughout the day, be it morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever. And I can feel my body improving because of it. So, yes, sleep along with the exercise that I am doing has played one of the biggest roles in my regime so that I feel as I'm feeling today. So, three things which you have given me, Abrish: exercise, food or diet, and the sleep. All these three, even one of them, if I remove, it does not help. So all these three are very much equally important. This much I have completely realized working with you. So exercise never gets me anywhere if I don't follow the other two things as well. So
Exactly.
equal importance to all the three, 100%.
Exactly, and it's very well worded, and it's a great and positive messaging for anyone who is watching this right now. That if you just remove one part from this equation, it might all fall start apart, or just it draws back on your overall performance on the workouts or on your nutrition if your sleep is not dialed in, and vice versa. So that's why it's very important to include the right routine that we have done for Vijay regarding sleep, the right measurement tracking. So of course the Oura Ring has played a huge part in that. So we got daily feedback on his data, we got daily reports on his sleep, so I could also give him recommendations on what to improve, what to replicate. And of course, one more crucial part that you could tell the audience a few words about: the pre-bed routine. So what a pre-bed routine is, how does that work, and why it has been useful for your sleep, and why would you recommend it for anyone else?
Yeah. So there are multiple things which you advised me, Abrish. Very honestly speaking, I'm still not able to follow all of it. But let me clarify to the audience who are listening. So things which go wrong when we go to sleep. First, we hardly keep our mobile phones away. We can't keep looking at our mobile phones or watch television till late night, and usually that light stays with us. So that kind of makes us feel more dull, and it does not help us go to sleep. Our mind remains active before we go to sleep. So there was this pre-bed routine that Abrish suggested. Apart from the respective supplements and all, objective was to relax and smoothen and rest assured, kind of make our mind at peace. So I used to have a warm bath, a hot water bath actually, which used to be very relaxing. And post the hot water bath, there were a few stretching exercises which Abrish had suggested, and they really helped because sometimes at night when previously I used to go to sleep, I might have had some uh, slight pain or slight strain on my back or waist or in various points of the body, which we don't really realize throughout the day when we are picking up stuff. I'm playing with my children, I'm picking them up, something or the other. I may have hurt myself, but I would not even realize it's there. It's only at sleep, when I'm sleeping at night, I would feel a little uncomfortable at those things. But the stretching actually helps address that so that I don't have that uncomfortable feeling anymore. So there were various stretching exercises. And the most important point, which personally I am an avid reader of books, which Abrish suggested that I read a book or read at least a few pages of a book before sleeping, and instead of the mobile phone. And this was something that was also very helpful. Of course, I enjoy reading books, and doing this kind of helped keep my mind at peace. And a lot of stress, which normally I used to take home with me while sleeping, take to the bed, is as I say. Nowadays I don't do that anymore. I don't take any stress at all. Does not matter. So kind of when I'm taking a bath, that's when I wash away all the stress. And that's my pre-bed routine, guys. So take a warm bath. And yeah, the he also suggested chamomile tea, which is very effective. I would strongly recommend. And now not only me, mostly my all my family members as well as my neighbors who keep visiting me, they all have been addicted to it. So they all drink chamomile tea because they all realize at night you drink one cup of chamomile tea, it makes you feel very relaxed and easy to fall asleep.
That's what I call the ultimate positive impact. with any aspects of the pre-bed routine, to be honest, but especially with the chamomile tea. I still highly recommend it to everyone. And what would you say, all of this summed up, how did it impact your, the way you feel and the way you perform on a daily basis?
Yeah. Look, I am much more clearer with my life goals now. There was a time last year when I had told Abrish in my initial conversations as well that I really wanted to stop working as an employee in companies and set up my own business or set up my own companies. And but that also requires a little of confidence, a little of self uh, worth, belief in self-worth. So that was something which Abrish, you helped me achieve. So as of now, I'm sitting in my own office. By the way, this is my office. I'm in Dubai, and so I
Sounds
have
amazing.
my own company. I have my own office. I'm coming up with new products. I'm going to be launching a few new products in Dubai pretty soon. A lot of stuff which I am kind of venturing forth in doing now, which required a lot of self-belief to be able to take those steps. Abrish really helped me achieve this. So my life has changed physically, mentally, and my approach to life has changed. And I'm very happy with it, honestly. And a couple of points which I have been kind of waiting, not shared till now. What does Abrish do actually? Okay. This is what Abrish has done for me. I needed someone who would who would motivate me, who would make me feel accountable, who would review my work, guide me, and give me the logical understanding of why I am doing stuff. Because, as I said, I read extensively, and this I think most people do as well nowadays. So, if someone says, "Go ahead, do this," I need an explanation behind it. Why should I do this? What does it help me? And if someone doesn't give me an explanation, I go to YouTube, I go to Google, I start searching for it. And that does not really help because the same topic may have a positive recommendation from someone and a negative recommendation from someone. So it's
Exactly.
very confusing out there. So this is what I really liked about Abrish. So he has this beautiful application which he has designed, I presume, and which he shares with us. And in the application, he built a customized regime for me for exercising, which started off small, as I said, and grew. But most importantly, when I do the exercises, I do a video recording of what I'm doing, and then I share those video recordings with him. He reviews them. He tells me how to correct my form. He tells me what to do, how to improve. So this was very important. Second step was in the exercises. I always used to be much more uh, intense or rather dedicated because I used to know that Abrish is going to review it. So, and that was very important. And previously, I used to take the first set and record that. And the second set and the third set might have gone down a little. So Abrish, what he did was he changed the game. He said, Vijay, I don't want you to record the first set. I want you to record the last set. This really changed because first set I was energetic. I was doing everything in the correct form. Second step set, my form was really changing because the weights were feeling heavy. The third set, I'm supposed to record the third set. Abrish is going to watch me. I have to do it in the correct form. This accountability which went into my mind really helped. And so that made my third sets and the last sets of every exercise much more correct and in the correct form, in the most appropriate way. This really helped me. And food habits, everything that I have been eating, I have been taking pictures, sharing it with Abrish through the application. And he has his inputs on that, which makes me understand what I need to change, how to improve. So this constant to and fro on feedback, which I used to get, I never felt Abrish was in a different country or in a different place altogether. I always used to feel he's just like next door to me or he's constantly with me because he was just a WhatsApp away or a and he used to contact me in Telegram initially, and I told him I would prefer WhatsApp, and he changed that. And as far as I'm concerned, he always used to contact me on WhatsApp. So all of this customization, this continuous back and forth, this I shared with him every day. I shared with him the sleep stats every day, and every day he reviews them and he sends me a message. Now Now, when I go back and look at my messages, I realize even when my sleep stats were not that good, he used to have a positive statement for me. I don't think in the last 6, 8 months now, he's ever shared a negative feedback. See, his approach has always been to positively impress upon me how I can further improve. And that positivity that he has been sharing with me has really helped. So he compliments you on everything, guys. Whatever you do, even if you're doing it wrong, he will first compliment you, and then he will gradually get you to change without you even realizing that he is making you change. But yeah, the approach
That's
is
amazing to
amazing.
hear, man. And yeah, we have a primary principle that um, don't criticize without recommendation. So whenever I tell you on what to improve on, I prefer telling you what to exactly do instead, because who am I to say that you are doing this wrong if I don't have an alternative, right? So whenever it comes to your workout form, for example, or your sleep stats, or for example, the food that you're eating, it's very important to provide alternatives and ways to improve it overall. You mentioned that you've been also sending me pictures every single day of what you've been eating. That's just a very simple question, but for the sake of the audience, did we count calories?
Did we?
Did we count calories?
No, we never count calories.
Perfect.
We never count calories. I have been eating whatever I want. Honestly, my life has not changed much. The diet which I used to have hasn't really changed much, but his approach has been very good. What he told me from day one, eat proteins and try to eat proteins in every meal. And then he got me to slightly increase the protein content in every meal. And the objective was to have a certain protein content throughout the day. I am a big chocolate fan. I told him day one, my biggest weakness, chocolates, right? I can't stop myself. At any given point of time, I have multiple chocolates around with me, and I keep eating tremendously, a lot of chocolates. Look, if I sit to eat a 150-gram chocolate bar in one time, I'll complete all of it. That used to be my nature. What happened was after I started working with Abresh, he never said don't eat chocolates. He said, no, you eat whatever you want, but just ensure to eat proteins in every meal and eat enough this much of protein on a daily basis. And I slowly realized when I'm following what he's telling me that my craving for chocolates went away. In fact, I didn't have to, I consciously never tried to give up anything, but I used to feel so full all the time that I never had these extra cravings for anything else. So, and even after that, even today, I eat everything. I eat ice cream, I eat cakes, I eat, I eat chocolates, I eat everything I want. But I also follow the specific regime that he suggested. And I have never counted calories. I have never counted or looked at, I won't eat oily food, or I won't eat this, or I won't eat that. No food has become a no-no. Everything is okay. Proteins are paramount. And of course, in that, he keeps suggesting, he keeps giving you guidance. He suggests on how to further improve. He suggests if there is a specific subsection of the food which I am not taking, he suggests how I can get that inside my body. Like, for example, I don't eat a lot of meat, and I don't eat fish, I don't eat red meat, I don't eat various other stuff. So he keeps providing me alternatives of how I can get the specific nutrients that I should get from those areas through other alternatives. And then that's very helpful. But yeah, you never asked me to count calories.
Absolutely, absolutely. So here's the living proof, guys, that you can lose fat and you can get in a better shape ultimately without having to use MyFitnessPal or Chronometer or all of these calorie tracking apps, and you're saving a lot of time and headache for yourself. Um, Vijay, I'm curious, like, what's your message to those who think you can only lose fat if you restrict your diet?
No, absolutely not. I don't believe that. I believe restricting diet is not going to help you lose fat. It's going to help you lose weight. That's all. You will become thinner, but it is not going to make you feel more energetic. Your energy levels will also go down. I believe all these three stuff. So that is not restricting diet, but eating healthy, eating all aspects of the food which your body craves and requires, and being guided by a proper nutritionist or a coach to tell you what to eat and how to eat. That is more important than reducing food. Exercising by all means, that is very, very important. Now, you don't always have to pick up weights depending upon each individual and their requirements, but exercising and keeping the body fit and energetic, so that is what is required to further infuse energy into your body. So you have to do that. And sleep is paramount. So all these three, as I said, equally important. Don't give up on any one of them, and that will really help you. All these three constantly done, and believe me, first 3 months, don't expect results. Don't wait for results. Don't want results. Don't focus on results. Just focus on consistency. Focus on doing the stuff. If you focus on, okay, how much fat am I losing, how much weight am I losing, you won't really feel a difference. You will feel the difference, but as the 3 months goes into 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, you will see the downslide. You'll see things becoming easy, and you'll suddenly start seeing physical bodily change. Your body manifests into the kind of image that you have been imagining. So give it time. Be consistent and give it time.
100%. It's a very, very right words, because when you start, you're motivated. Motivation lasts for like 2 weeks. What keeps you going afterwards? Two things: momentum and results. So first you get these small results, that you're feeling better, that the body fat percentage maybe went down 0.5% in 2 weeks, and you're happy about it. You may have lost some water weight, you're happy about it. But these small partial results are the ones that are giving you momentum. And once you have enough momentum, that's the thing that lasts forever. And once you are at that 2 month, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 month mark, you definitely are becoming unrecognizable compared to where you've been a couple of months ago. So that's really, really a great way to put it. And you have grown such a strong mindset and also physical and mental resilience over the past 6 months, that basically now you're unstoppable. Now you're an invincible person in whatever you're doing. The intensity that you're hitting on your workouts is completely insane. So especially then at your age, because that's when drive and motivation starts usually dropping. And that's why some people might be a little bit hesitant to start this journey at the age of 40, 45, 50 and later on, because they might feel limited, that their time has passed. But really it's just the start of the B side of the disc, the second half of life. So
Absolutely.
what would you say, like, what would have stopped you from going through this program? What could have caused you to be a little bit hesitant about it?
Um, if you would have asked me to do stuff which was a little unexpected, very honestly, if you would have given me exercises which were very difficult, you would have asked me to change my food habits, you would have asked me to do stuff, everything, if it feels new, I might have been determined to start it, but then after a couple of weeks, that determination would have gone, and I would have not continued with it. So the fact that you didn't make me change my life, you didn't make me really change too much, and the gradual changes that you did over a period of time, that made me want to continue. And now, over a period of time, with all the results that I have been seeing, honestly, I just want to continue as I am doing.
That's amazing. And I'm glad you went through it anyways without any hesitations. What would you say? How did it overall affect other parts of your life? So, for example, your focus at work, your energy levels, your relationship, your family life. How would you summarize this?
Uh, I touched base on it before as well. My family life has improved. I am able to spend more time with my children. I'm able to play with them. I'm able to do stuff which makes me happy and makes them happy. And I don't feel drained all the time. That's really helped. And as far as the work is concerned, honestly, I don't feel stressed anymore. No matter what comes my way, everything is easily manageable. The confidence levels I have today is way, way different to what it used to be 8 months back last year.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm really glad to hear that, because it really has ultimately affected like multiple domains of your life. And all is left to ask from my side is, what's next for you, Vijay? What are your new health goals or other life goals that you have formulated over the course of the past 6 months? What are you
I
aiming for?
don't know if I can achieve it, but I would love to go into a single digit body fat percentage if possible. And but let's see, we'll see how that goes. But from my perspective, my health goals are very simple. I want to continue maintaining a sustainable lifestyle like this. I want to continue focusing on a healthy diet. I would love to grow a size bigger, as I said. So I can take bigger t-shirts. But yeah, continuing doing this, I'm happy. Honestly, what I have achieved now, I just want to be able to maintain it and continue building on it. That's all.
That's amazing. That sounds really, really great. And I think single digit body fat is not that far away from you. So it's definitely doable, even with a sustainable lifestyle, even without counting calories. And if anyone who has been watching this has been curious or has been interested on how this would work out, how this would personally support their health goals, then feel free to go to the description of this video and book a free call with us where we will lay out the exact roadmap for you of how it would look like working together, just like we did with Vijay back on the 30th of December 2023. And if you are at all curious on how it was with Vijay's personal experience, you can also find him on either Twitter or LinkedIn. But don't bother him with too many messages because he might get overwhelmed with all of the stuff that he's receiving or he might be receiving on a daily basis. But Vijay, if you're comfortable with talking to the
Yeah,
audience,
yeah. I'll be happy to support if anybody in across they want to reach out to me. I'm a 43-year-old guy who has really had a very positive experience working with Abrish, and I'll be happy to share my experience if someone wants to reach out to me.
that's amazing and really appreciate you for this interview. And yeah, guys, if any of you watching are between 40 to 55 years old and you are ready to change your health for the better permanently and sustainably, get below 15% body fat and achieve over 85 and 90 sleep scores, then definitely you might want to consider booking a call with us, talking to Vijay. And if you are ready to be seriously committed to something that doesn't take up too much of your time or too much of your lifestyle, then you are welcome to reach out to us. If you're not serious and if you're fine with your current lifestyle, of course, you don't want to change, you want to procrastinate, then just ignore this. But if you're really serious and really committed, just like Vijay was, then that definitely might be a go-to place. So I highly recommend it. And thank you, Vijay. Thank you for today. Thanks for
My
everyone
pleasure,
watching
Abrish.
this.
My pleasure.
And
Thank you.
have an amazing day ahead.
Thanks, man. Same to you.